an index fund is something that you can't really go wrong with that, right? So that point is yeah, we definitely get that. Is there anything that you recommend that we should completely stay away from at a time like this? Remember, we are talking about perhaps investors who are not too educated.
Look, again, I think few ground rules always help out here. In investing per se, Pavitra, I think it is you have to avoid all complications. You have to avoid more and do less. The more you avoid, the better your portfolio will always be, right? So you have to avoid any kind of sectoral funds, as you rightly put out at the start of this conversation, which means people, more often than not, I see people getting tempted by those banking funds, auto funds. Auto was doing well for last 6 months. People are jumping on auto funds. There's an NFO out. They're selling auto. There was an NFO a few years back I saw of IPOs, recently listed IPOs, and then there is an NFO every third day on some exotic theme out there, right? So you have to avoid those exotic themes and not get carried away, because you never know what's the right timing of that theme. When to enter is still easy, because your distributors will perhaps try and oversell it, or you will get too much of marketing around it and too much of hoo-ha around it, so you'll get tempted into it. But when to exit, no one will come and tell you. And in sectoral themes, more than entry, exit is extremely critical. The right timing of your exit becomes extremely critical. So sectoral funds are absolutely avoidable for first time investors, and even for matured investors it's not the right way unless you are like really confident about it. The second must avoid to my mind right now, given the current market scenarios, is perhaps the small cap category, or those high beta categories, very high risky funds, because the markets have been choppy. The international climate is not very favorable to investing right now. You have gone through every country is going through rate hike cycles, and there is a lot of geopolitical turmoil also which is unfolding, right? So the situation is a little choppy. To get into a small cap or a high beta mid cap fund again could be a risky proposition unless you are a matured investor. It's an avoidable thing for a first time investor, is what I'm trying and putting out. And the last category, which to my mind is right now avoidable, is long-term debt funds or the gilt funds, which are your income fund kind of things, where the maturity of the portfolio is fairly high, because interest rates are likely to go up further. They're going up globally. India will have to chase out this interest rate cycle sooner or later, and hence you will have mark-to-market impact on your debt portfolio also. So anything which is very long-term in debt can perhaps have a lot of mark-to-market impact. So that's also avoidable. Quick recap: sectoral funds avoidable, high beta, high risky, small mid-cap funds avoidable, and in debt, very long-term funds, long maturity funds avoidable.